Think scaling AI is hard? Think again. With Watson X, you can deploy AI across any environment. Above the clouds, helping pilots navigate flights, and on lots of clouds, helping employees automate tasks. On-prem, so designers can access proprietary data, and on the edge, so remote bank tellers can assist customers. Watson X works anywhere, so you can scale AI everywhere. Learn more at ibm.com/WatsonX. IBM. Let's create.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th.
Woohoo!
Which can lead to involuntary deal squeals, like the infamous deal on a new massager squeal.
Yeah!
Save big on Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Happy Motivation Monday, everybody. I hope that you are having a beautiful start to your week. Today is just going to be a little short motivational episode. Hopefully we'll get you excited for the week. Get excited for a change that is about to happen in your life. If you're listening to this episode, you're probably feeling like you need to change your state. And that is what I'm going to talk all about today. If you've been following along with the show, you know that I've kind of been in a little bit of a creative rut recently. I really have not felt super confident in my creative content for a long time, and the podcast has been a really cool outlet for me to kind of gain some of that creativity back in a new way, which is why I'm so grateful that you guys are enjoying season 2. It's just been such a fun, wild ride, and I'm so pumped for this fall. We're going to start season 3, and it's just going to be amazing. But anyway, I have been doing a lot of reading up on sparking creativity and changing your state of mind. And yes, it's a slow process, because if you think about it, if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling like you're in a rut, it's probably been a buildup to get to that point, right? So if you are in need of changing your state, it's not going to happen overnight, but there are a couple things that you can do to kind of spark that new energy, to spark that creativity, to change the vibe, whether it be in your house, in your bedroom, in your apartment, in your friend group, in your job. There are so many areas of life that we can take and try to just sprinkle in little bits of newness and little bits of sparkle, and it's truly up to you to find that sparkle. It's going to look different for everybody, but you got to dig down deep and find what's going to make you want to wake up in the morning and just get after it. I can only speak from personal experience and what has worked for me over the past couple months, but I definitely think that a major theme has been to put what I want first and to put myself as a top priority, rather than trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. Because when you're living for someone else's ideas, when you're going after somebody else's dream, it's not going to work out very well for you. When you start going after what you want, when you start writing down your own ideas, when you start noticing that you are so capable of doing anything that you put your mind to, the narrative shifts. So that's the first step in changing your state, is shifting the narrative. Your mind has the power to make or break you. Your thoughts are so wildly powerful. And when you realize that the way that you talk to yourself actually does matter, shift the dialogue, you can change your state. I encourage you to meditate. I encourage you to practice gratitude. I encourage you to find these little habits that you can do every single day that all add up to be the person that you are. And make sure that these habits are good habits, right? I recommend that everybody reads the book Atomic Habits. James Clear, he's the author, he really breaks down like the nitty-gritty as to the importance of habits and why we tend to break the good habits and go back to the old ways, revert back to the old ways. And then he gives advice, a clear path to actually maintaining your good habits. So I recommend that everybody read that book. But what are your good habits? What are things that you can do every day that make you feel good? And think about, in this state of mind where you're not feeling good, are you doing your feel good habits? Did they just fall to the wayside? Is that why you're not feeling good? What can you do today to make yourself feel better? What's it going to take? Do you need to rearrange your room? Do you need to put on a good playlist, a good podcast? Do you need to go for a drive, go get a cup of coffee and just sing in your car? Do you need to phone a friend? Do you need to talk to a therapist? Do you need to actually sit down and work hard and just grind through your to-do list because you've been procrastinating for so long? Do you need to take a social media detox? Do you need a weekend retreat? Do you need a vacation? What do you need today to change your state? Dream big. If time wasn't an issue, if money wasn't an issue, what would you do to change your state and then make it a little bit more realistic? What can it look like today? As we chug along into a new week, make it a good one. Are you going to spend another week sitting around waiting for good things to come to you? Or are you going to go after it? Are you going to make it happen? It's up to you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Motivation Monday on 80/20. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to subscribe to the show. I post new episodes every Monday and Thursday. You can also follow the podcast Instagram at 8020pod, or you can follow me, Lily, on Instagram at LilyRaco, and both of those will be linked in the show notes. If you liked this episode, please be sure to leave a rate and a review. This will help other people find and listen to the show. Thank you again for listening to this episode, and I hope that you have an amazing week. Bye, guys.